boys, let's begin. Now let's go ahead and grab our fusion composition and let's stretch it to somewhere about 10 seconds long, and let's go into the fusion page now. Now let's start creating our scene here, and for that grab our background and let's connect it to the media out and set the alpha all the way to 0. And now we can bring in our dollar bill, the only thing we need for this animation, and let's merge it here and also rename it to dollar. And now we need to make some adjustments to this dollar bill. So first off, we need to split it using a rectangle mask. So add a rectangle mask and let's bring it here. And now I will just copy this and I will paste it here, and let's merge it here like this, and go to the second rectangle and check the invert box so you have the right side. Now the only thing I'm gonna do is I will just delete this merge and grab this here, bring it here, and I will merge it on top of the left side of the dollar bill. All right, and let's make some space here as well, and add a transform here to move it to the left side, and to move this one to the right side we can use this merge like so. All right, and now let's adjust the distance. We need a little less like this, and now we can add our dotted lines using a text node. So merge a text node here and type some dashes here, copy them and paste them multiple times, and the font we're going to use would be Georgia here, and I will increase the tracking like this. And now go to the transform tab and set the transform type to lines, and in the Z rotation set it to 90 degrees and bring it here like this. And in the layout I will increase the Y so it starts at the bottom of the dollar bill, and I will bring it towards a little right so it is centered like this. And now I think now we can animate our dollar bill and then we can move on. So for that, first I need to add a rectangle mask to this text as well. So add a rectangle mask and make sure it is same as the size of the dollar, and I will increase the soft edge as well like this. All right, now what we can do is we can skip the initial 20 frames and now we can start animating our scene. So for that I will go to the transform of the left side of the dollar bill and keyframe it, and go to this merge, keyframe it as well, and go to the text node, and in the layout keyframe the center X as well, XY. And now we can go 30 frames ahead, 1 2 3, and let's keyframe them all. This merge, center position, this transform, center position, and now go to 20 frame by using frame number 20 by using this arrow. All right, now we can bring them to their initial positions. So this would be 0.5 and this merge would be 0.5 as well. And in the text node, what I'm gonna do is I will move it out of the frame, and let's bring it down all the way like here, somewhere around here. It should be here, so it will animate like this. All right, the text is too fast, the dotted lines. What I'm gonna do is I will just move this keyframe, which is on 50, to maybe to the end of the composition so it animates all along. So let's view the keyframes in the keyframe tab, select this one and move it all the way to the end right here. Now let's see. All right, this is more subtle. All right, and now what we can do is we can select all three of these which are keyframed. You can see this diamond icon, which means they are keyframed, and go to the spline and select all of them like this and press zoom to fit, then press Ctrl A to select them all, then press S to smooth them out. All right, and now we can add a few more effects. I will add a DVE node to move this into move the dollar bill into perspective. So add a DVE node and at frame number 20, same as all these three, and I will keyframe the X parameter. And now let's go 30 frames ahead and increase it or maybe decrease it to somewhere around -60 or -55, maybe somewhere around here. And also in spline I will smooth these out as well, so we will have this X rotation in this kind of 3D animation, 3D rotation as well, like this. All right. And I will also add another node for a movement. So that would be waviness. Add the waviness node. And in this, we can tweak some settings. So we can bring down the scale, bring down the strength, and bring down the speed. And let's see. We need to bring down the strength and scale a little more. Okay, this is fine for now. Now what we can do is we can add our text. So for that, I will grab a text node and merge it here like this. And in the text, let's type 20 cents. And the font we're going to use would be Cutmark here. And what I'm going to do is let's go to the shading tab and make it gradient and select the white point and change it to red. All right, so we have a red and black gradient. Also select element 3 and add a black shadow like this. Bring it down for now so we have a visible view. And in the text tab, I will right click here and select corrected level styling and go to the modifiers and go to shading, and now select this text, the cents, and select and change it to solid so it gets white. And in the text, select this and scale it up. And now we can go back to our tools and decrease the line spacing like this. And let's add a X glow to it and decrease gain all the way. And let's set it to 0.1. Yeah, like this. Now let's see what we have here. We need to scale 20 a little more, like here. All right. Now let's set it to the left side of the dollar bill here, and you can go to the layout and decrease the size. And I will just go to the playback and decrease the playback resolution since it's lagging a lot. So place this one here, and I will just copy this and paste it here. And now go to this text, and in the layout I will increase the x-axis so it's on the right side and just change the 2 to 3 so it's 30 cents. And now I'm gonna animate both these texts by using a transform node. So bring in a transform node here like this, and maybe at frame number 60, maybe here I will keyframe the transform, and I will go 30 frames ahead, or maybe let's go 40 frames ahead, and once again keyframe it and go to the first keyframe by using the arrow and bring it a little up like so here, and go to the merge and keyframe the blend on frame number 60, bring it to 0, and let's go maybe 30 frames ahead instead of 40, and bring it all the way to 1 blend so it fades in and it comes down like this. All right, and in transform you can go to the spline and zoom to fit, then press Ctrl A and S to smooth out. And I will copy this transform and paste it here so it animates, the second text animates as well. I will just delay the second text animation by quite a few frames. So go to the keyframe tab and expand these and select these, and let's place the first keyframe at maybe around 80 so it comes a little later on. And I will go to frame number 80, and in this merge bring the blend down to 0 and keyframe it and on frame number 80, and now we can go 30 frames ahead and bring it all the way up. So now you will have slight delay between both the texts. All right, and now we have a fault here. The dotted lines are coming way too late. So for that I will go to this text, and on the very first frame let's bring it here, and let's just go to the merge and go to frame number 0 and decrease it back to 0, the blend to 0, and I will go 30 frames ahead now and make it visible all the way. So now we will have something like this. This is more like it. All right, yeah, this is fine. And now what we gotta do is we need to make some space here and bring in another background and merge it on top of this background, and go to this background and change the type to gradient, and one side would be red and the other side would be blue. To make it blue, just bring down the red and green channels so gets blue, and let's set it diagonally like this. Bring it here, and in this merge node I would bring down the blend here, and also let's disable checker underlay so we can see what's happening. And now after all the nodes just before media out, I will add few post compositing nodes. The first one would be a grain node like this, and increase the power a little bit. And the second one, we can add a soft glow to it and reduce the gain down, and increase the glow size, increase the threshold, and reduce the gain a little more so it lightens up the scene. And one important node here would be vignette, and increase the size. And the important node I was talking about was stop motion, to add that low frame rate look. All right, and now we can add another movement for the dynamic look, and for that I will just grab a transform here and add it here, and I'll go to frame number 0, the very first frame, and keyframe the size and increase it to maybe 1.2, and let's go maybe to frame number 100, I guess, and let's see, decrease it back to back to 1 here, and go to the spline tab, and we can smooth this out as well like this. So we will have this subtle zoom out animation as well, text splits, and then the text comes in, the bill splits and text comes in. All right, finally I'm gonna make few adjustments. So first one would be, I want the second text to come much later on. All right, so we can go into the keyframes tab, select this transform, and then go to the keyframes tab, and then expand these. Now click on zoom to fit and grab both the keyframes. I will delay them by quite a lot here. And another thing I would do is that I will increase the rectangle mask of this text here, so increase the height, so yeah, something like this, somewhere around here. Also, when these two texts comes in, the first one especially, on by this transform at frame number 60, I will darken the dollar bill. And how I'm gonna do that is, I can add a color corrector node here. So grab a color corrector node and go to the options and tick this box first. Now back to the correction page. What we can do is we can go to frame number 60 and keyframe gain and brightness. And now we can go, let's say 40 frames ahead, and let's reduce down the gain and the brightness as well to somewhere around here like this. All right, and I think I will also go to the background and we'll change the positions of both these. So the blue is on top and the red should be on the bottom here, and we'll increase the opacity just a little bit like this. All right, now let's see. Also, we can go to this merge with the dotted text, the dotted lines, and we can delay the blend by to somewhere here. Now let's see, maybe a little more, maybe a 20. Yeah, this is fine now.